Good morning, millennials.
And welcome back to The Toast. Happy Wednesday. Oh, I apologize to everyone who thought yesterday was Wednesday because I put it in the description.
Because we said it was.
No, and I know we joke about this all the time, but it was actually a lesson to me yesterday. People really do rely on us to know what day of the week it is. And I so fucked up. I put yesterday's episode, I said it was Wednesday. Sorry.
Wishful
I fixed it.
thinking, okay?
I fixed it immediately. Let me say something. You want to fix something in your podcast title, podcast description, they will get it updated for you on all the platforms in 36 hours.
Like in their time.
I'm so sorry. Today is Wednesday. Ugh, and it doesn't feel... It feels like it should be Thursday. I'm so sorry.
But you know what we did? We manifested Wednesday.
Okay, queen.
By you making it that title.
Oh, wait.
We brought it to us.
We manifested Wednesday. Let me just fix your crown.
Oh, thank you. I'll fix yours as well. That's what we do here.
Welcome to The Toast, a real episode of The Toast. You know, authentic girlies. We have to let you know we are back in studio. It is Wednesday morning.
We were always in studio.
I'm back on video, back on YouTube. Like we lied to. Well, we
literally never lied. We never lied.
Honest.
And I'm so glad that we didn't lie because we can lead with honesty. We don't have to keep our lies apart.
And you can share what you were doing.
And now I can share what I was doing, which was yesterday. I went into the city for the morning for the bris of Dana's son. Dana, my best friend, who's also a co-host of the Redheads, gave birth.
And the author of the kind of world-renowned song, My Duty Brown.
Right. She does own the publishing rights to that.
Right.
She gave birth last week, and then yesterday was the bris. So I was so excited to see her, to meet the baby, to do the snip wah.
It's so crazy that Dana has a baby. She's a child.
I know. It is so crazy. Her son's name is Reed, which is such a gargy-pargy name. But like, if you know Dana, all she does is read.
Well, now I'm going to ask the question for the community. Like, did Dana name her baby like after her favorite hobby?
Reading? I don't think so, because once she named her baby Reed, I remembered all the times that she said that she liked that name. Like even before we had kids, like we knew someone named Reed in college, and like I just always remember her liking that name. And I think it's just Bashert that she loves to read. She has a podcast called The Read Heads, and her baby's name is Reed. It's a beautiful name. It was a beautiful morning. She's doing so amazing. She's like such a queen, taking to it like a pro. Because one thing about Dana, like she's gonna study up and she's gonna get it right.
She's gonna read.
She's gonna read and she's gonna like just know what to do.
Yeah.
And so she's been doing amazing. And I was so happy to see her and
she celebrate
the simcha. She
looked
amazing.
Do like a birth story on the Redheads, because the craziest thing happened during her birth that I will not spoil, obviously, but you guys are gonna like. I seriously was cracking up.
Yes, so the Redheads will be back in October, and we will get a full update from Dana. I do think everyone needs to and will want to hear her birth story because
it's kind of a cautionary tale to men and women everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And you know, the name on everybody's lips these days is kind of Reed. Are you following the TikTok drama? Like, kind of.
Yes.
The guy's name is Reed.
I'm following it as much as people will DNS me videos, one.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's so true. We're like in a group chat where we like discuss our favorite internet drama.
And I'm just like, DNS me. And then also I'm briefed on it from when it happened. So,
right. So this is like an old story. If you're following the TikTok, like Haley, Reed, and Sophia LaCourte drama.
And the reason why you're probably like, Jackie, you care about this Reed drama. I care about Sophia LaCourte. So when my girl is involved
under scrutiny,
is in something, I know what's going on.
If you're following the drama on TikTok about like the girl who went on a date with the other girl's boyfriend, it's actually an old story, but it's only recently coming up because Sophia for the first time is like speaking on it. And let me just say this, because a lot of people want to know where I stand. I know both of the girls personally. I would say I know Sophia better, but I've met Hallie. She's come to sports events, like super supportive, very nice. Like I actually don't have a bad thing to say about either of them. I am not going to take a side. Like, I'm really not.
Oh, really?
I actually think if you talk to both girls, like their version of events is how they experience it. It's their truth. And I don't think anyone's lying. And I don't think that anyone in their minds did anything wrong.
Right.
I think like two people can go through the same experience and come out of it with completely different.
Right. When you like dial up one piece of the drama and dial down something else, you can tell two completely different stories. Like even the degree to which they were friends. Like we've seen each other so many times. Like we would go to events. And then also there's the other side of the coin where it's like, yeah, we both go to the same work stuff, but like we're not super close. Like you could really explain it either way. I don't know Hallie Kate, but I do like her from a, I have no issues with.
She's the girl who got punched in the face.
Right. I have no issues with. I saw like a while ago she bought a house, and I just think that's such like a responsible thing to do as a young influencer. Like I think she's like
she's always going viral, and her most recent one was like people were freaking out. She shared that she bought a house in the Hamptons. People freaked out, obviously like so jealous, and they were like, "It's not even in the Hamptons; it's in Hampton Bays. You buy a house in Hampton Bays, bitch. Yeah,
you buy a house. Period. It's like such a huge
accomplishment
major thing to do, and like
for like a 25-year-old girl,
right? So I I don't know her. I've never met her, but like, I like her. She's not like an influencer who like.
You hate? That's like what you're trying to say?
You know what I mean? Like,
there are influencers we hate, of course.
And also, but just like whose content doesn't resonate with you. I don't feel that way about her, but like, I love SLC and like I have to ride with her.
No, and I do want to say this because like this saga is so big. It's like, all the brands are now getting involved. And at the end of the day,
brands?
You know what I mean? Like, do you know something's really good when like I just saw like Demure and Mindful. If you search in your email, like every brand you subscribe to, their subject is feeling demure and mindful. Like it becomes TikTok drama gets to a point where it becomes brand fodder, and that's how you know you've reached a certain level. And I think it's important to remember, like, these are two really young girls, and like everyone is dragging Sophia. There's now like a viral sound being like, I hate that fucking ginger. Like, and it's just at the end of the day, like we just need to remember
being bigots today.
We just need to remember before we all get involved, because it's fun drama. Like these are like two like human beings and they're young girls, and like just proceed with caution. This like, this isn't the same as like the It Ends With Us drama. These are just regular girls. Yeah, they're influencers, but they're just regular people. Like just make good decisions when you're getting involved in the discourse.
I haven't seen anything because again, people won't D and S it to me. But just from where I stand, like I do think this is the sort of drama that's like harmless and probably in a way good for both of them.
Yeah.
And I hope that at the end of the day, they can form an alliance.
No, and also at the end of the day, like Hallie got back together with that guy Reed. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we kind of just came full circle,
Yeah, and like I said, everything comes in twos, like Reed Webman, Hallie's boyfriend Reed.
Okay, and then I actually remembered when the drama first went down, like we were all just discussing it internally, and Jackie had said something.
Oh God, what did I say?
No, it was actually like a really brilliant analysis, and I don't know why, like it actually stuck with me, like verbatim.
I have no idea what I said.
What you had said was like, it sounds like Sophia LaCourte is just taking an aggressive approach to dating. That's what you had said, like to finding a husband, and it's like, yeah, you can explain either side of the drama and be right. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I did.
Although
say
I don't
that.
think everybody agrees with us. The internet is unanimously, on Hallie Kate's side. And I'm not on anyone's side. I just I always feel like defensive of the person who's like getting dragged, especially we know her. Like, she's really nice.
Classic us to like take the unpopular side. Two, like I know Sophia LaCourte pretty well. I feel like I can speak to her character. Like she was one of the sweetest, bubbliest, happiest, nicest people I've ever met. Like not some Jezebel that she's made out to be. And I do think that like, I don't know the backstory of what happened, but yes, I think she's taking an aggressive approach to finding a partner.
Yeah, no, and I just want to say like, I think they're both like nice girls, and I don't think either one of them is being like evil or malicious in their actions. Like I do think this is just two people experiencing the same event completely differently.
Yeah.
And that really, you see it happen all the time on like reality TV.
Yeah.
Like you're talking to someone, you're like, are we talking about the same thing? And you're actually not.
But you are.
Correct. So just the name on everybody's lips. Reed.
Exactly. So Mazel Tov to Dana. That was really fun. It was also fun to like do a little nighttime toast, switch it up.
Like I love recording at night.
Me too.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Why are you acting like defensive? Like, yeah.
I'm just like saying it like with determination. Like it was really fun.
She's so determined.
I had so much fun. Don't I sound like I had fun?
Yeah.
No, it was like a fun treat. Switch it up. Yesterday was like a different sort of day. And now we're back in the studio Wednesday.
Jackie, something so major happened to us a couple of days ago. And because it happened, I think on like a Friday afternoon, we never discussed it on the toast.
Amy Schumer. Yeah. Well, speaking of Dana, like this is kind of like a major week in Dana's life.
Okay, so we found out like on Friday afternoon.
We found out with all of you. We don't know
you,
anything that you don't know.
That Amy Schumer is a toaster. Like she literally posted a screenshot of our episode, and it was the episode titled "A Referendum on Justin Baldoni," and she very conveniently like cropped that part out of the screenshot because she's obviously a celebrity.
She's like media literate and doesn't want problems.
You could see that becoming the story. When the story is that Amy Schumer literally wrote, "Oh my God, I love this podcast," and she's like, I gasped when they did this whole segment on I Feel Pretty maybe like 2 weeks ago. We talked about how I Feel Pretty is like seriously what the Barbie movie like was to some people, I Feel Pretty was to us. And she screenshotted and was like, I love this podcast and I can't believe they spoke about it. And we were freaking out. And then I went to go repost it from the Toast Instagram, and I saw that she had sent us a message, and she was like, I listened to the podcast and I couldn't believe when you said this about I Feel Pretty, because I think that's like how she feels about the movie. And then we went on a rant about how she should have played Barbie. She didn't say anything about that in the message, but I think she like probably was silently agreeing with us. And she was like, thank you so much. And she told us she has another movie coming out. I don't know when it is. And it's like very similar vibe to I Feel Pretty. And I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. That is what I need in terms of like my movie going experience. And Amy, like if you are listening now, hi, we love you so much. And I need to tell you about Dana because Amy, you know who Dana is. She's your number one fan. She sits front row at all of your comedy shows at the Comedy Cellar.
She's 4 feet tall.
She goes to the Comedy Cellar all the time, like in hopes that you're working on the new material. You even one time passed her the microphone to finish a joke because you knew that she knew it because she's seen your set so many times.
You were one time at a bar just like enjoying your life in Brooklyn and you turn around and Dana was there because somebody texted her and said, hey, Amy Schumer's at this bar in Brooklyn, and Dana got on the subway to go say hi to you.
And so you've probably been drawing up the paperwork for a restraining order, but I can let you know, like, put your pencils down. Like, she's a wonderful girl.
Pencils down.
She loves you so much. She's literally, you are the only like pop culture touch point other than the toast that she engages with. She is your number one fan. If you have zero friends, like zero fans, like rest in peace to Dana. So I just wanted to assuage you of that. Like, she's not a crazy stalker. She's just a great gal who loves you so much.
Dana gave birth, and I didn't know if she was going to answer, but I sent in a chat with Jackie and Dana the screenshots of our messages with Amy and then her Instagram story, all caps. Like, literally, she's probably still legs open on the table. All caps. Are you fucking for real? I am actually convulsing. I'm seriously not okay. What did you respond? I think I'm going to faint. Ha ha ha.
She probably was seriously convulsing. Those are called contractions.
Amy Schumer is a toaster. All caps. Then my soul will actually leave my body if you tell her about me.
So this is, hopefully she makes it to this episode, though it does seem like she's listening on a delay.
Yeah, no, we'll hear from Amy in a couple of weeks.
That's classic toaster behavior. You have a lot of catching up to do.
No, now that I know like Amy's listening, like I'm on my best behavior.
Yeah, but she loved us before, like when we weren't trying to serve her.
When we were, and by the way, like not me putting on so much makeup and like doing my hair today because I know Amy's listening.
Oh, you did use a flat iron today.
I did. I flat ironed my hair. I feel like this is maybe another like cornerstone of girlhood where like every 6 months you remember about your flat iron and like you go straight. Something about having straight hair like makes me feel thin. Something about having straight hair makes me look polished. And I switched up the lighting today. Like I've been watching our episodes and like I look so ugly. And I know I said this summer I wasn't going to put heat on my hair. And let me tell you how restorative it's been for my actual hair. My hair is really in a good place. So I feel like, okay, done.
But according to the temperature, summer's ending. So
I know.
We're back to heat.
I'm just sick of looking ugly. That's why I flat ironed my hair today. And I'm like wearing a dress and shoes. Like I know probably you guys are confused. Like who is that gorgeous supermodel? No, we're used to seeing an ugly rat.
It's crazy because it is still swirly summer, but the temperature, it's now fall here.
If you're in like the tri-state area, something happened yesterday.
Like the shift.
Low 60s.
By Tinks.
Every now and then, like the weather will give you like a little bit of a hint that the seasons are changing. And sometimes like in the spring, there's like a really hot day and you're like, oh my God, summer's coming. And then it's all exciting. Summer. Now it's like kind of the first inclination of fall. I love fall. But it does mean like we'll no longer live together.
It does. But to have a little bit of fall like for the next 2 weeks while we're together, kind of gargy-pargy. Look on the bright side.
I don't have like the wardrobe, but it's gargy-pargy.
I don't have the wardrobe. And I'm going to be cold.
So yeah, Amy Schumer's a toaster. Thank you to everyone who sent me the story. Like within the first 10 seconds of it being up. One of the greatest moments, thus far.
I had a migraine that day, so I was like on the struggle bus. I didn't get to appreciate it until like 12 hours later.
Well, I'm glad that we have a moment now to talk about it because it was kind of huge. It'll go in toast history.
It is definitely a part of toast history. That's for damn sure. We
have an amazing show today. We have really good stories, and we also have Dear Toasters. The girlies are in need of some help. So, every Wednesday we do our weekly advice segment. Today is Wednesday. I'm surprised we didn't do it yesterday. and we're going to do that in addition to just, ripping it.
Ripping it. We have good stories. You know what? All of our stories today are about women.
One thing about us,
all of our stories today are about women.
About women. Just one? That's really exciting. You love to see women out there shaking that thing. So I guess Brendan Sklenar's statement didn't make the news. I know you're over it.
1, I'm over it. 2, the statement was stating, but he didn't take a side. He spoke beautifully about the subject of DV, but he didn't say like Blake, I'm team Blake, I'm team Justin. So like, I'm not interested.
I will say.
Well, no, I was interested in his statement because like I said, he spoke beautifully, but like, it's not part of it ends with us skate.
No, and it didn't make me think like, oh, he really does hate Justin Baldoni or he does really hate.
Right.
Because he's kind of been in the middle of this.
It was kind of giving like, hey, look at me. Like, where's my Instagram engagement?
I think amidst all this drama, like he was kind of getting dragged into the group of people who like don't care about domestic violence. And I think he wanted to go on record and say like, that's not true. That was the vibe I got from the statement.
Okay. I'm going to trust that was the play because you are more involved than I am.
I am.
But just like from where I stand, I never was concerned that Brendan Sklenar didn't care about DV.
Wait, of course not.
From where I stand.
Yeah, and where do you stand?
No, from where I sit, my perch of like a little zoomed out, but like I'm pretty in it.
Quickly, just like going back 10 seconds when we were talking about fall, low key, in a very classic kind of way, football starts. I think like this week.
I think it's already started according to Victoria Fuller's Instagram.
Yeah, preseason. Like that to me is not like worth getting everyone together on the couch on a Sunday.
Okay.
But
I'm sorry. We're not watching like football in August.
no, it is kind of crazy. The vibes like don't match.
No, like September 1st. Call me. September on the TV.
Oh, and the US Open starts. Like there's a lot to look forward to. Even though swirly summer does seem to be coming to a close.
Yeah, but we have an abundance
We
waiting.
do. Of
so it's
joy.
just about transitioning, you know?
Yeah.
And getting through that period of transition.
Yeah.
And living in the context of all in which is to come.
So your official statement is that you are transitioning.
I am transitioning.
I mean, look at your outfit.
I know. I transitioned with ease into fall.
No, I'm very much like holding on for dear life with my little dress, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, but your hair transitioned.
It's so
Is
true.
it the first step out of swirly summer? One small step for swirly?
I also have my arms out, you know? Mm-hmm. Just kind of crazy things Claudia's doing.
Yeah. Crazy things Claudia's doing.
Why are you laughing like that?
No, I'm just laughing.
Why?
Like crazy things Claudia thinks she's doing.
Oh, I thought you were laughing because I'm like, calling myself Claudia felt so weird.
Oh.
That's literally not my name.
Because you've transitioned
to Turdy. Yeah.
Yeah. Turdy Lou.
I said Claudia and I was like even saying it now, like who the fuck is that? Turdy who?
It is weird to talk about oneself, regardless of if you have a popping nickname. Like, I'm not going to say.
But I do have a popping nickname.
I'm going to say, like, Jackie says this. That's weird.
It is.
You got to take, like, the sting out. Jax.
Jax.
You got to take the sting out of the third person.
Of
and
the
anyone
third
who
person.
doesn't, like, we judge you.
I don't want to rush you because, like, you obviously can't be rushed and
I can't be tamed.
I
can't be shamed, and I can't be
blamed
blamed.
for the weight game.
That's for damn sure.
I just do want to make note, like we have amazing stories and amazing news. So I just want us to be mindful of the clock.
We will get to it. And I guess anything that needs to be said can be said at any point.
Okay, Kamala.
I really like talking like that.
Me too. Like people are like, I can't listen to her talk. Really? I can.
I can't stop.
I think it's literally beautiful and poetic. Like I love it.
No, and also like comedic. Like I'm chuckling. This is a comedy podcast. Like, and you have to use your hands and you have to go slow to talk about the things in which to come.
And I think, and if actually in a very serious manner, like we talk total opposites, right? We're so fast like that. And I think like we could actually really learn from her, like diction-wise, and she could learn from us.
Yeah, she's made it very far.
Oh, wait, one other thing, sorry, is the last 2 episodes of Love is Blind UK came out. We have not watched them yet, so please don't spoil anything for us. We're going to watch them tonight, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm still like waiting, for Love is Blind UK to take off. I thought like everyone was going to be watching it.
It's really good. People will learn. And whenever they do, go back and listen to our recap because like we're loving it so much. We're just having a Love is Blind renaissance. And it's like making me remember that it is the greatest show on television. I want someone close to me to go on the show.
I don't think you do because I actually think the experience for the contestants is like borderline traumatizing. And I think like you would end up hating it if the person like you really cared about went through whatever it is that they went through.
Oh.
And some people come out of it on the other side, like knowing that they had to go through this horrible thing and they're grateful because they got the followers, whatever, quit their job. But like, I don't know. I think if someone you really cared about went on it, like I don't think you would like
it. It's really traumatizing.
I think so.
What part?
Like being locked up in that facility.
Yeah, but like you're going in, I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait till someone close to me does it. That's why I want someone to do it. Not like too close.
Yeah, right.
Like snitch.
Right.
Like I have a lot of friends, like single girlfriends.
Do you?
I've got a lot of girlfriends. I feel like Ramona Singer.
No, you have like 60.
I have 60 close girlfriends. Not close.
Oh no, what did Ramona say? She had 100.
Yeah, I don't have 100 close girlfriends, but like I have like if I ever like who run the world girls, like I've got a lot of great gals close to me.
Who run the world?
Girls.
Girly
Woman.
swirlies.
Who run the world?
Woman.
Are you ready for the fast 5 stories that you need to know?
No. Oh. That was like a weird way for you to say it. It's without further, you didn't want to do like your whole shtick? Like you're over it?
No, I'm just transitioning.
Oh, right. It's kind of like the season of transitioning. Yeah. I forgot. Okay, so you're going to do it or no?
Okay, now without further ado, here are the fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by TaskRabbit, a fabulous new sponsor, not a new company in my life. I've been on TaskRabbit since day one. I, like a million years ago, had a TaskRabbit wait in line for me at Dominic Ansel to get me a Corona. That's how hungry I was. So every week, there's a never-ending list of projects around the house that we always are going to tell ourselves we're going to finally get done. This is the week. But then Saturday morning comes around, suddenly mounting a TV, building a dresser, cleaning out the garage just doesn't sound appealing. So for all the tasks that you need to do but don't want to do, or you literally cannot do because you're just a girl, there's TaskRabbit. TaskRabbit connects you with skilled taskers to help with cleaning, moving, furniture assembly, home repairs, and more. And many many taskers are available to help the same day. We literally just had a TaskRabbit come the same day. And let me tell you, he was so amazing. It was raining. He was like, do you want to reschedule? I'm happy to still do it in the rain. It was an outdoor activity. And we were like, if you'll do it. He was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Came and hung up. What is it? Like a swing?
It was like a kid's swing. He hung it on the tree.
It was like fancy. It wasn't just like something you could like rope around.
No, and you want to get it right. You need a professional.
He did it in 30 seconds. He was amazing. I loved him. I love TaskRabbit. I've been on TaskRabbit train for like many, many years. Go to taskrabbit.com or you can download the app and then search for the best tasker for your job based on cost, skill set, availability, past client reviews. Next, schedule a tasker even as early as the same day. And once they've completed the job, you can simply pay, tip, and review on the convenient TaskRabbit app. TaskRabbit's a happiness pledge that if you're not satisfied, they'll work to make it right. So tackle your to-do list today and get 15% off your first task at taskrabbit.com or on the TaskRabbit app using promo code TOAST. Promo code TOAST at taskrabbit.com to get 15% off your task. TaskRabbit, book trusted help for home tasks. Oh, I love TaskRabbit. That's an exciting new sponsor. Today's episode is also brought to you by Blue Nile. Buying jewelry is kind of a dream scenario. In fact, if you offer me the opportunity to buy jewelry myself or even buy it for someone else, I'm going to take it every time. But the actual shopping process can be a bit overwhelming and you don't want to feel unsure about such a serious purchase. You want to make sure you're getting a piece of jewelry that you really love. So here's what makes us feel the best about a jewelry purchase when you're sourcing it from BlueNile.com. Jewelry is like a lot of people, you have to go to like gemology school to really understand jewelry. And so just being a layperson going in to buy something huge, whether it's like you want to treat yourself to a diamond necklace, whether you're getting engaged, and just going and shopping somewhere trusted like Blue Nile can take a lot of the worry out of it. So Blue Nile offers thousands of independently graded diamonds and fine jewelry at prices significantly below traditional retail. They also offer peace of mind with every purchase with some of the highest quality standards in the industry. So you can make a classic statement with a white gold tennis bracelet, snap up some stylish diamond huggy hoops to add minimalist elegance to every outfit. If you have questions, Blue Nile's jewelry experts are on hand 24/7 via phone or chat. From technical questions to budget suggestions, they're here to help you find a piece that you can feel great about, whether you're gifting it to yourself or to someone else. I have gorgeous earrings from Blue Nile. Let me tell you, they wear so well. They really are like super well made. You can tell the materials are really high quality and the experience of shopping was really fabulous. You can feel great about adding to cart because Blue Nile also offers 30-day returns and a diamond price match guarantee. So experience the ease and convenience of shopping Blue Nile, the original online jeweler. Go to BlueNile.com today. That's BlueNile.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by Nutrafol. So Nutrafol has been a staple in my life. I was just talking about my hair, how I've got my hair to like a really good place. So it's the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. If you experienced hair shedding, hair thinning, any sort of hair issues, you know it's like seriously the most traumatizing thing to happen on the planet. It can happen for a multitude of reasons. For me, it was when I, decided to take control of my weight. Like a huge shift in diet can cause hair issues. Obviously like the stages of prenatal, menopause, postnatal, those can really wreak havoc on your hair. What I love about Nutrafol is they're going to target the root cause. So everyone's root causes are different. So a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth does not cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas that are tailored to give your hair what it needs to grow throughout the different stages like postpartum, menopause, as well as different lifestyles. Like if you're on a plant-based diet, that can have an effect on your hair. So it's physician formulated with drug-free ingredients. Their supplements support healthy hair growth from within by targeting the root causes of thinning, including stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism. So get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter promo code TheToast. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com is spelled Nutrafol, promo code TheToast. That's Nutrafol, Nutrafol.com. Promo code TheToast, TheToast.
Thank you, TURT.
You're welcome, JAX.
Our first story, it's here. J-Lo pulls the trigger on divorcing Ben Affleck. So we said literally...
J-Lo heard that we were no longer going to be talking about her.
Yesterday's episode that was recorded the night before that we weren't giving updates on the story until she filed because it's so wishy-washy. And one day she's...
with the stepkids. One day she's hating
without
them.
Her ring, he's without his ring. Like, it's hard to keep up. We'll deal with it if they file. She heard that and she said, oh, that's why they're not talking about it. She filed. She has done what seemed inevitable. She's filed for divorce from Ben Affleck, TMZ has learned, but there are major twists, including the symbolism of when she finally decided to do it. Yeah. J-Lo filed legal docs Tuesday in LA County Superior Court, but they were not filed by a lawyer. She filed pro per, meaning by herself and without an attorney. What? She lists the date of separation as April 26, 2024. The couple got married in Vegas on July 16, 2022. However, August 20th is the anniversary of their traditional wedding ceremony that they had in Georgia. So in the docs, JLo does not say whether there's a prenup, and sources with knowledge tell TMZ there is indeed no prenuptial agreement.
That's like being reported as fact that they don't have a prenup.
But that would mean that whatever earnings or profit they made during their nearly 2 years of marriage is community property, not everything that came before.
Right. And let's keep in mind, JLo's kind of been existing in a flop era for 2 years. I feel like she doesn't have a lot of earnings.
I think because of the documentary, she's probably in the red for the last 2 years.
Right. She paid to have that movie made because nobody would make it.
Maybe that's why she canceled the tour, so she wouldn't earn money if she knew that she was going to be filing.
That's actually an amazing call.
Yeah, that's like a kind of a crazy thing to do. But
and I feel like while it sounded crazy that they don't have a prenup, like people in Hollywood, especially these two who are like OG, they've been in Hollywood for a long time. When you get married, even if you don't have a prenup, like you just walk away with what you came in with. Like they each have their own entities. I'm not worried that like, half of his movie star success and her, like I don't think that.
No, but that's crazy because now that they were married for 2 years, it's like, okay, how much could they possibly have made in 2 years? Probably not that much. And it would probably be relatively equal. And if they had to split it, whatever. But like when they got married, they would have hoped to be married for a long time. And they're older and mature and they have a lot of wealth, like to get married without a prenup. And they've been married so many times. Like that's unexpected. I would have thought for sure they had the boilerplate Hollywood prenup, like, get away from me.
Yeah. Who do you think has more money? Ben Affleck.
I only want to say him because I feel like he doesn't spend a lot of money.
Oh my God, it's so true. He certainly doesn't spend it on clothing.
Like I feel like probably has earned more, but
she lives like the fast life.
She lives the high life.
She has some of the nicest bags.
Yeah, she was just spotted in New York like day of filing with her big ass Birkin.
Now, if we were to look at this like close up, obviously this is not surprising. For the last couple of months it's been will they won't they get divorced, but if you were to zoom out,
no, this is shocking. Like this is so crazy. I don't want the run up to this divorce and the fatigue that they've left us with to take away from the fact that this is fucking insane. Just as insane as it was that they got back together and got married after he left her at the altar and went with Jen and had a whole life with her, and the fact that JLo took him back after all of that, like that was so crazy. This is crazier to then after only 2 years not be able to stand this person enough. Like you didn't have to get married. You could have just been like dating for 2 years.
JLo's a hopeless romantic. We know that. The 7 husbands of Jennifer Lopez. Like I love that for her and Christina Hall. They have really similar energy.
They should get lunch.
1,000%. It's extremely shocking. Now, I think people thought when they got back together, like this is how the story ends, right? Like he left her, he had a nice life and that was a nice marriage. Now JLo is the one and it's always been her. Now I see people on social media being like, well, of course, like Jennifer Garner, like I think Jennifer Garner fucking hates Ben Affleck with every fiber of her being. And I think she was probably really happy that he got remarried. Like, not my problem anymore. Seriously, he's yours now. You can have him. I do think she dates someone who's very private, like a businessman, a business person. Like, I don't think her dating life is public fodder anymore.
And also, I think now maybe her and Jen can be like actual friends in their hatred of Ben.
Yeah, but like Jennifer Garner still shares kids with Ben Affleck. So she'll always have to like remain someone. And she's been such a queen. Like she's always dropping the kids off with JLo. She appears to be like,
but they're like grownish now.
Yes.
They're on their way out of the house.
Yeah. But you still always want to maintain, like you're not going to be over here with, like Ben and JLo could literally never talk again. They really don't have anything left. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck like will be at their kids' weddings together. Like they're people you always want to be on good terms. So like her running, and Jennifer Garner's not like that. She's a mature queen. Like I do think she's probably giggling, and it's like seriously, I'm sure was relieved when he got married, and now it's like great, maybe he's going to be back in my life. But I don't think that these two. I don't think he should date either of these women. I don't think he should date anyone.
This is so crazy. And like, I do feel like they should have stayed together just to like prove people wrong. Because like they look like clowns.
They look clowny as hell. I do want to know, because for me, like this relationship always comes back to Leah Remini. I want to know where she stands and if her relationship with JLo, because the fallout of their friendship was directly correlated with the engagement and wedding of her and Ben Affleck. So I think Ben came between them, and now that they're no longer together, I would love to know if she's going to get back, because that was some of my favorite content, like them being besties, going on like daytime talk shows together, making social media content together, like throwing all these lavish parties, and like, you know, Leah Remini being like the classic, like less famous friend. Like it was just everything. It was everything.
Yeah. A little more details on the financials, because TMZ is rounding up everything that they've done since they were together.
Oh my God, you so much. Thank you.
So Ben starred in Air.
Oh, that was good.
And Hypnotic, and produced The Instigators. He also just wrapped filming The Accountant 2 a few days ago. So who knows if that like check cashed.
Mm-hmm.
And then during their marriage, she did Shotgun Wedding, the movie that was like
With Owen
supposed to be
Wilson?
Armie Hammer, right?
Oh, yeah. And it was Josh Duhamel.
Yeah. The Mother, and then This Is Me Now, and Atlas.
This Is Me Now.
And
Atlas was big, by the way. It was like a big global Netflix show, movie.
okay, great. And then according to the doc, she waived spousal support and is asking the judge to deny Ben such support as well.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to be writing each other checks?
Yeah. Also, there's no kids, so no custody issues. And then the big final twist, you would think everything had been hashed out money-wise before she filed, but TMZ sources say that's not the case. TMZ broke the stories. They put their marital home in Beverly Hills up for sale. Ben bought his own house in Brentwood, and she's currently looking for a new house as well. As TMZ reported, they've been trying to hash out a settlement for months, and sources say those talks are continuing, but they have become increasingly acrimonious to the point at times they're not even speaking to each other.
So the only thing is the house.
Yeah. So also what's confusing is why did she decide to file like now when they're still battling over money?
And maybe that's why they haven't filed up until this point, so that once they do file, ideally it would be clean and easy, but the house is an issue.
Yeah.
So it sounds like J-Lo's homeless.
Yeah, she's looking.
That's like so crazy how you could be so rich and homeless.
Yeah. I guess she doesn't have like multiple homes that we know of.
No, she did have that home.
Which one?
Come on. What am I thinking?
I don't know.
Dorit Kemsley. The house they lived in like the first couple of seasons with the big staircase was J-Lo's like OG home.
Interesting.
Just a fun fact.
It's not where I see her.
There are a couple of houses in Hollywood that like get passed around by celebrities. Of course comes to mind Chloe and Lamar's marital home also once belonged to Jessica and Nick Lachey. Like
Yes.
a lot of celebrities have lived in that house. I think somebody lives there now.
I just saw Kim's home where Chris Humphrey proposed to her
Kim's home. Oh, that was such a cute house. Very Mediterranean.
is on the market now for $5 million.
Let me tell you, it's an amazing house.
Yeah.
That was also like, that's my favorite era of Kardashians. Not Chris Humphries, but when they were like,
I love Chris Humphrey.
when they were so glam, they like wore blazers and skinny jeans and like big pumps. And they were like on the cusp of being really famous, but they were still kind of thirsty. And they were still such a family. Like they used to beat each other up. Like, oh, that was the best.
Yeah, those were the days.
Take me back.
Yeah, I actually have some iconic Hollywood home real estate news, but it's not a second story.
Okay, just share it.
It's about Tori Spelling's house that we were talking about last
gives
week.
a fuck?
We do.
Okay,
Literally,
which house?
The
one Candy
house,
Spelling?
The Manor.
Yeah. Oh, you
125 rooms.
You mean Candy Spelling's house? That's not Tori Spelling's.
Tori Spelling's house that she grew up in.
Yeah, what about it?
So she is talking about it on the podcast. And also that's weird because I'll just do this story next. Why not?
Was it a story?
Yes.
I thought you just said it wasn't a story.
No, it was a story, but it was meant to be fifth. It was like
Got it.
fifth story energy. But because we're talking about iconic Hollywood homes.
Yeah.
She talked about growing up in the Manor, which is now selling for $137 million.
Damn.
So she went on her podcast talking to her misspelling listeners, which I think the timing is really weird because we were just talking about this house and asking about like what it was like. And so she's responding.
Yeah.
She's talking about the 56,000 square foot home in LA that she lived in with her dad, mom, and brother. The family of three moved in when she was 17, 5 years after they purchased the house, which they purchased from Bing Crosby. They then they raised the home and built the Manor, which was 125 rooms, including a bowling alley, a beauty salon, a gym, an arcade, a bar, a pool table, and a doll museum.
It's literally Queen of Versailles.
It literally is. Look at it.
That's insane. Like, to be honest, and you know how much like I'm a person, I don't value minimalism. Like I want more is more. I want more bags, more shoes, more homes, more jets, more boats. Like, to be honest, that house is too big.
Much.
It's too big.
You get to a point of a really big house where it becomes spooky.
Mausoleum.
Because I guess when there's like so much space, it's like, if you can't know what's going on.
You can't inhabit every room like comfortably. So certain rooms aren't touched and they get dusty and they can become haunted.
Yeah, they do become haunted. Or you could have like someone seriously living in one of them and you wouldn't even know.
Oh my God. You could have like a small nation living in this house and it would be a wing that you don't frequent a lot. And like seriously, they could hear you coming from like 6 miles away, hide.
Yeah.
Clean out their stuff and you would never know.
Yeah.
The prospect of squatters is reason enough to not live in this home. Like seriously, if somebody offered it to me for free, I would say no.
No, and to live there as a family of four.
4? She has a sibling?
She has a brother, Randy.
Even just from the outside, like it looks so haunted.
Right. But even if you had 10 kids, like even Ballerina Farm doesn't need this house.
Yeah, no, even if you had the 19 kids and counting. Yeah. And let me tell you, those kids, they needed this house because they were living seriously in squalor. Even they couldn't properly live in this house. Actually, maybe they could.
Maybe they could. But like, I guess maybe the Spellings had a lot of guests. Like, how do you fill out? How do you make a house like this a home?
Well, okay, so I'm reading American Duchess, that book you recommended about Consuelo Vanderbilt. And I'm going to tell you I'm not loving it.
Okay.
Like it's trying to be Marjorie Post. But at that
we
time,
read it before Marjorie Post.
at that time, right? Like what is it? The early 1900s. That's how the wealthy lived. They had like these insane houses that had ballrooms in them.
Yes. And they would have balls though.
Yeah, no, and they would like entertain people pretty much every weekend, like 10, 20 people coming with their families for the weekend, with their valets, with their maids.
Yes.
And so that is like how that's why you look at Buckingham Palace, you're like, why the hell does this house exist with hundreds of rooms? Because there was a time where like every room was filled. And like that's how people used to live. Houses like this in contemporary living like aren't necessary.
I guess. But they probably do have a lot of staff in the house. But like seriously, for 4 people, like
it's insane.
You can't have like more. What's the max amount of people?
And I know he had a lot of money, but he didn't have endless money. So I would have rather lived with my family of 4 in a $50 million home and bought a jet. Like,
yeah, but I guess he was like kind of a homebody.
Well, you know what? That I understand.
You know, he doesn't like, he's got everything he needs in his house.
That I understand.
The salon, the
what
gym.
did she say about it?
So she said, growing up, she has good memories there, but my best memories were created with my parents at the other house on the same street. Plus, she was like 17 at that time. She claimed that the house was not her father's jam since he preferred a small and cozy residence.
Oh, so he wasn't.
While Candy was the one who loved to decorate.
Queen.
I guess she needed endless rooms to decorate.
Is not to be like so ignorant. Is Candy Spelling alive?
We just did this.
I think she is.
And she is because she's like trying to help Tori.
She should be on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, she should.
Because she reminds me a lot of Kathy Hilton. I don't know why. I just like, maybe it's because they're like rich women whose names start with K.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they have like very
That's not
famous,
a leap.
they have very famous offspring. Mm-hmm. But I think she would be amazing. I can't imagine that they haven't tried to get her on.
Yeah.
I feel like she would be friends with Kyle Richards like anyway.
She's 78.
How old is Kathy Hilton?
Probably in her 60s.
Oh, okay. I guess like that is a little old.
Yeah, it's just like, does she have the energy like
to keep up with
desire?
these women? Like they're
Kathy
doing
Hilton,
splits in Mexico.
They're doing splits in Mexico. Candy Spelling is not doing a split in Mexico. Kathy Hilton is 65.
Oh, okay. Wow, good for her. She's young.
Yeah. And it's also about and Lisa Vanderpump is 63.
So yeah, there was a time where she was the oldest housewife, like while she was actively on the show. And that was like late 50s. She's always been like the oldest one as far as I know, except I feel like maybe like Leah Black. I feel like some of those Miami housewives look so good, but they are older.
Yeah, but it's also about energy at a certain point because you don't even realize Ramona.
Yeah.
How old is Ramona now?
Ramona and Lisa Vanderpump are I think, of the same age. Yeah, it's about energy. It's so
like
true.
Ramona is ageless, seriously.
By Ramona.
She's 67.
That's insane.
She's
that's
older
insane.
than Kathy Hilton.
Let me say,
she is the oldest housewife.
They could never make me hate Ramona Singer, even when she was like so disrespectful at Shabbat dinner. Like, I don't care.
If Candy is like a 78, like a Ramona 78.
Right, what's her energy?
If she's got Ramona energy, she'd be great. You are how you feel. You're
so
only
true.
as old as you feel.
It's so true.
Which is why I'm 39 apparently.
You are, and I'm like 22.
Yeah. What am I, 31? Yeah.
You're about to turn.
Yeah, I'm 31 right now. Don't age me. About to turn. I'm like,
I don't know. It's fall.
It's fall. So like, yeah. So
you're transitioning to 32.
I am. Start shopping.
Oh, you know what? I should, because I'm so bad with.
And I got you such a good birthday gift that I'm going to seriously steal when you're sleeping.
What did you get me? Let me think. You got me such a good birthday. Yeah, no, I have to do really good. Funk. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm on it.
But what's annoying is that for your birthday, I always get you summer gifts because your birthday's in the summer and that's like what's seasonal. And then my birthday, I always get like winter things, which I love. But like I have so many great winter things. Like, no, not about living in Florida. It's like you don't have great winter things because I only buy you summer gifts. Like,
okay, I will get you something like Florida.
I guess now that I live in Florida, you would get me something
but I just
summery.
I just want to say, like, complain all you want. Like, I had a summer birthday growing up as a kid. Like, nobody had a worse experience than me.
I'm not saying mine's better or worse. I'm just saying I have an abundance of gifts in this season and you have an abundance of gifts in that season.
Nobody had it worse than me and Olivia as kids. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
And now how do you feel? Can you get over it?
No, I still don't love having a summer birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Even when it's swirly summer?
Well, when it's
what
swirly
more could
summer.
you have wanted from your birthday this summer? Like we're all together in a house. Like
no, this summer was perfect. But usually when we're living our regular lives and like I'm trying to plan something for my birthday and it's like some people are traveling, people in the Hamptons, people in the city, like it sucks.
Yeah. Especially because you tell them you're not doing anything. So everyone like makes plans. Even up until the week before, she's like, I'm not doing anything. Go.
Okay, no one's going to give me credit for this year saying I'm not doing anything for my birthday and I did nothing.
Yeah, we did have Panela vodka at home.
Right. Like I said, I was going to be low key, and I was.
We went to Surf Lodge.
Okay, we went to Surf Lodge. It was not for my birthday.
It kind of was.
No,
I
it
literally
wasn't.
said, I made us go because I was like, Claudia, it's your birthday. We're out east. Like, we're going to Surf Lodge.
No, and like everyone was in town, but like it wasn't for my birthday.
I wouldn't have insisted if you hadn't been celebrating.
Well, that's on
birthday.
you. It wasn't for my birthday.
Okay, yet we haven't gone one other time as a family.
Let's go.
Okay. It depends who the musical guest is. I really like, I'd like to see some good music, you know?
Yeah.
People forget it's a concert venue. Mm-hmm. Are you ready for our next story?
I am.
Podcasting news. Women in podcasting. Alex Cooper hosted.
Oh, I guess our stories so far were 3 for 3 about women.
Yeah.
Even though Ben Affleck like is a man.
No, but she filed.
She filed, yeah.
Yeah, to give it a women empowerment flair. And that all the stories are about women.
Are about empowering women.
I did not say that lightly.
No.
And I've never said that before.
You haven't.
Call Her Daddy host Alex Cooper inks a multi-year deal with SiriusXM worth up to $125 million for exclusive content and more as the podcaster ends her pact with Spotify. So yes, Alex Cooper, host of Call Her Daddy, had like a 3-year exclusivity contract with Spotify that came out 3 years ago, worth $60 million. So then her contract was up and now she's going to SiriusXM.
Not to make everything about me, but like, I cannot believe that was 3 years ago. Like, time is flying so fast in my life personally. Like, I feel like we were just talking about that.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Now, I feel like there's like a trend in podcasting where like every now and then, like a big company like wants to be the leader. And so they spend all this money. And so for a while that was Spotify. They snatched her up. They snatched up Joe Rogan. They snatched up Emma Chamberlain. No, they didn't snatch up Smartless. Armchair Expert.
Armchair.
And now it's like, I think that was really successful for them. So they don't need to like keep, holding all these shows hostage. Like they are a leader in audio. They are the leader in podcasting and it worked. So now I think that has caused other companies to suffer and SiriusXM is one of them. And I feel like we're always, whenever we talk about the podcasting landscape, we talk about how SiriusXM like is kind of floppy. Like, and it's like, now it's their time. They just bought up Smartless. They just bought up Conan and now Call Her Daddy.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is like the third big one.
It makes sense as they are leaders in audio,
but not in podcasting.
No. And now they're going to take a big bite.
And they had bought Stitcher, the podcasting app that I think a lot of people
iTunes,
used to
Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, Castbox.
They bought it. And I think they thought that would solve all their podcast problems. Like, oh, podcast is this big thing. We're radio. Let's just buy Stitcher. And it didn't. I think they eventually like shut it down and merged it together. And so now this is like a new frontier of them wanting to get back. Like they really need to start competing when it comes to podcasting because they're just a company seriously built off the back of Howard Stern. And I just don't know how long that can last. It's lasted a long time.
But they also have a good product in the radio sphere. Like when someone has Sirius in their car, I'm like, oh, great. Lots of channels.
You have Sirius in your Hyundai that you have up here.
Oh, yeah. But if we have our phone plugged in.
Yeah, of course.
Then we listen on the phone.
SiriusXM is a fabulous product for a decreasing amount of people.
Yes, but I find it better than Anthem.
Oh my God, it's not even a competition. And I love the highway.
And it's interesting. I wonder how a podcast will be podcasting. You can listen on, podcast app, etc. But I wonder how like they'll use radio, like, because it would be cool to listen to podcasts on Sirius if you've got Sirius in your car.
Well, so one of the girlies who has been doing her podcast at Sirius is Tinks. Mm-hmm. So Tinks has a podcast, but she also has a radio live show that then is like put on podcasting so you can listen to it live on if you're a SiriusXM, but you don't miss out. So I think they'll probably mirror and do some of what's working for Tinks. Like the podcast, I don't think Alex would ever sign a deal where like the regular podcast is changed because people like it. And that's
why they made this deal.
That would be silly. So I think she'll continue to do her like weekly interview. But I think they probably, since they're paying her a lot, like are going to put her to work. Maybe she'll have to do a live show that will then become like a Call Her Daddy podcast, like a second episode of the week.
And she had said like this means more content. Like she said like Daddy Game wants more and like she's got a lot up her sleeve.
You want more?
With Sirius.
I'll give you more.
And that seems like an obvious
thing.
Anyways, more deets of the deal. It's worth as much as $125 million over the course of the deal, which runs a little more than 3 years, a source familiar with the pact told Variety. However, another source said the deal is valued at $100 million.
So we don't know.
So yeah, everyone thinks they know, but I'm sure it's
maybe somewhere in between, like 112.5.
So with the deal, SiriusXM will replace Spotify as her distribution and advertising partner. They will have exclusive rights for advertising, distribution, content, events, and more for Cooper's flagship Call Her Daddy podcast, as well as the lineup of shows from her Unwell audio network. And Call Her Daddy will continue to be available to Spotify listeners because it's available to everyone.
Yeah, I think that people saw this and are like, oh, I'll never be able to listen to Call Her Daddy unless I have SiriusXM in my car.
No.
This will not change the user experience. Like if you listen to certain episodes or you listen every week, like you'll be fine. I do wonder what this means for Alex Earl. I feel like Alex Earl is kind of the star of that network of all the shows that she had created. And I wonder if she gets a piece of this.
Like an upfront piece?
Or like a percentage of this 125, because I feel like the success of Unwell started with Alex Earl.
Yeah, but like how much of the pie
pizza
is due to Unwell versus Call Her Daddy?
Most of it is due to Call Her Daddy. Right. But I think that like when you shop around the whole thing, like it's very impressive. Alex Earl is that girl.
Right, right.
And I think any company like SiriusXM who's dying for Gen Z to get their hands on Alex Earl, like you would pay a pretty penny for that. So I have to imagine some of this money goes to Alex Earl. I'm so nosy. Like I need to know.
Yeah, well.
And Madeline Argy too. Like I don't know if SiriusXM exists in the UK, and I know she's popular here, but she's really popular in the UK. So are we. I do wonder like what this means for those girlies. And I know she has other shows, but I think the Alex Earl and the Madeline Argy are like the big ones. And I think they looked really attractive to SiriusXM, who's like really in the Stone Age, being like, we want young audience. That's what this deal was for.
This is like so easy for them.
Yeah, like Alex Earl. That's like.
And you know, my fave.
Who's your fave?
Harry Jowsey.
Oh yeah. I don't know if his podcast is like super popular. I don't know if like the deal was.
I think it like just started.
I don't know if like they went from like, 100 to 125 when Harry Jowsey was included, but I think there's real value there at Unwell with some of their shows, especially for a company like SiriusXM who's like, Gen Z.
Yeah. That's like a lot of Gen Z in one bite.
It's a lot of Gen Z in one bite.
Totally.
That's so much money.
Such exciting podcasting news.
Huge for women in media.
I wonder what it means for the Kelsey brothers, because, they're on the table. They're up for.
That's a good point.
At the market too.
Yeah, they were shopping around. That must suck to have your contract expire like around the same time as Call Her Daddy, like going out and getting these big deals. There's certain shows like Joe Rogan, even though he's like pretty loyal to Spotify.
And he renewed with them.
Yeah. But like if your contract is up at the same time and you're trying to get big bucks, good luck.
However, they're kind of different audiences. So perhaps not. And like maybe the person who didn't get Call Her Daddy is like sitting there with 100 mil, like, okay, Kelsey brothers.
No, and not right. Spotify. There's an opening.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go there.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. The network wars.
I wonder where they will go.
I know. I forgot that they were.
I guess Amazon's in the game still too with Wondery.
Wondery is Amazon, Spotify, SiriusXM.
Oh, and as it relates to SiriusXM, they had also snatched up Smartless.
I said that
from
5 minutes ago.
Wondery. You said that?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't
They got a
listening.
big deal.
They did get a big deal.
And they've gotten a few big deals.
But they had to split it 3 ways. So like.
I know. No, like literally, thank God they didn't offer that to us. Like I do often think about how like not only did she get 125 million, she doesn't have a co-host anymore. Oh, I actually do think this is really good for her. Maybe like like PR wise, but also probably for herself. Cause I think like with that first deal, 60 million, there was so much chatter around like her previous co-host. And I think like a lot of people, like there was just conversations about like what, who earned that money where. And now, like this one to 125 million is built completely on like shit she did completely on her own.
The last 3 years, I totally agree.
And that must feel so good. Like nobody can say shit to her now. Like that 125, like it's really on like the network she built, the show she built, the interviews she got. Like no one can really say shit to her anymore.
Yeah,
and that must feel really good.
Yeah,
that's huge.
So very exciting podcast time in podcasting.
Very exciting time to be a woman in media. Oh, sorry, a women in media.
Are you ready for our next story about another woman in media? Women
in media? I am ready.
Yeah. Victoria Beckham is getting her own docuseries at Netflix.
Oh, well, I guess I saw like the insane success with his. And so much of the success like wasn't even about his career.
No,
it was about
her.
Their family.
I'm like, I want more of her. And they listened. And Victoria Beckham has landed her own Netflix docuseries after her scene-stealing appearance in her husband's last year.
Honestly, they really just need like a family reality show.
Well, this is what we have for now, and we'll take it. The as-yet untitled docuseries will follow Victoria's journey from Spice Girls superstardom in the 90s to modern fashion maven. Her posh Spice days may be behind her, but today Beckham is on a journey to build a fashion empire, and now fans will be able to see the story behind it all. So I think, yes, they need a reality show, but they're not going to do a reality show. And that could
a little lowbrow for them.
It is, but like they did the docuseries for David. It was amazing. There was nothing lowbrow about it. I think it was really great for their family, their businesses. And so they're like, let's do more of that. And the thing is, it kind of is a reality show, but the packaging is just a lot prettier and more elevated. And so we're getting the same thing, but we're calling it something else.
And maybe it's just me and like these are my interests, but I found really the most interesting parts of his documentary to be about his early days with Posh, their relationship, like what it was like, in British culture, and then her time being spent with the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls is kind of just like this anomaly, We've never gotten like a proper Spice Girls documentary, Spice Girls like in-depth, analysis, the history of the Spice Girls. And I think this will be a little bit of that. And I think there's a lot of mystery as to like what was happening behind the scenes there. And then like her and David's relationship like makes it so everything. I love this. What's it going to be called? Do they have a name?
No, but it could also be Beckham.
Part 2.
Yeah. Or like Beckham season 2.
Oh, yeah.
If they turned the first one
and then
like
season 3 will be Brooklyn and Nicola.
Yeah, Beckham Peltz.
Beckham Peltz.
Peltz Beckham.
Yeah.
I would love
She's a
that.
queen.
She's such a queen.
That is like one of my favorite sagas in pop culture history. I stan.
Yeah.
And I do think they've worked it out.
They have.
Like in a genuine way.
In a genuine way.
And I think that there is like a really bright future for them as a blended family. I really hope so.
Yes, I agree. I look forward to seeing this. And I also feel like even though a Spice Girls documentary like would be interesting, I wouldn't knock it. I like this route a little bit better. I think she's the most interesting Spice Girl by far. And we will get a taste of spiciness, major spice, while also getting everything else that we got from Beckham Part 1.
And maybe they'll have, because you have like people who were there during that time in your life speaking on the documentary. Maybe, Mel C will be a sit down with Mel C.
I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to hear from like Emma Bunton.
Okay, rank the Spice Girls.
How I feel about them today or how I felt about them then?
All encompassing, at a glance, zoom out, Big Bang Theory, rank them. Obviously, Posh is first.
Posh is first. I think growing up, I really liked Baby Spice.
Yeah.
But like today,
doesn't do it.
Meh. I think Scary Spice today is like doing
Everything.
so much. She's everywhere. She's judging X Factor. Yep. Like she's very very relevant today, less so than like Sporty Spice. And I was a sporty girl growing up, so I related to Sporty Spice in that sense.
I liked Sporty Spice a lot growing up. We were very sporty.
And then Ginger, of course, like could I relate more to a Spice?
But she broke up the band.
Right. So I can't really rank them. I love them all for different reasons and at different times.
Okay. So I'll just go fuck myself with my questions.
Go do your ranking.
I guess if I were to rank them all encompassing, it would go Posh and then Scary and then Sporty and then Baby and then Ginger. Just because she broke up the band. And I didn't resonate with her like looks.
I liked her looks. The Union Jack.
I really felt like I was a blend of Mel B and Mel C, honestly. Like we all like wanted to be posh, but we weren't, Not all of us can be posh.
Also, like we were 12. What are we being so posh for?
Right.
We weren't even 12.
It's good that
we were like 5.
And it's good that we were like seeing ourselves in Mel C. Like we were committed to our extracurricular sports activities,
Yeah. And she was there for us.
Correct.
Are you ready for our 5th and final story?
Yeah.
A little more women in business. Oh
my God.
News.
Yes. I'm so fucking ready for this. I've been waiting.
Spanx founder Sara Blakely introduces Sneex, a sneaker heel hybrid starting at $395 a pair. Sara Blakely, who founded the revolutionary shapewear company Spanx.
Who's like literally genuinely like one of my heroes. She's amazing.
No, and like is one of the most important, influential women in business in this century.
Yeah, she changed womanhood. Like we owe her
womanhood.
She created like a new category of like she's a fucking queen.
New category of course apparel, but also like a tier of success for a woman in business that we've never really seen before. She's like one of 3.
Yeah, she's like one of 3 like self-made billionaires. She was on Shark Tank. She's like seriously one of the most impressive people on the planet. And like she invented something that became a word, which is like the coolest thing, right? Like Band-Aid, we always refer to a Band-Aid, but Band-Aid is a brand, right? We now I'm putting on a pair of Spanx. It could be a different brand, but it's like Spanx is, the new word for girdle, for shapewear.
Yeah.
What she did is like beyond impressive. So it's very exciting to see what she was going to do next.
She's introducing Sneex, a sneaker heel hybrid that blends the style of a traditional high heel with the performance and comfort of a sneaker. Sneex sets out to solve 3 major pain points of the typical high heel design: the lack of support, unequal weight distribution, and the squeezing of the toes.
You guys.
She said men invented the high heel centuries ago and its basic construction hasn't really changed. There has been a void in comfortable footwear and women deserve a new option. I wanted to create a luxury high heel that prioritizes how women feel, not just how we look.
But why do they have to look like sneakers? Can you zoom in and just quickly pan to camera? You guys you've never in your life seen something so ugly.
If you haven't seen a photo, like
Google
seeing
it.
A visual reference is germane to this conversation because
they kind of look like, remember how, I think it was like a joke. It was like Crocs X Balenciagas. Like,
yeah.
But this is not meant to be like high fashion and it's not meant to be satirical. Like it's actually, and I love the concept of the brand. And so I'm hopeful that like this iteration is just, V1 because the concept of her devoting like her millions to creating like sexy stilettos Like her brand mission that you just read sounds fabulous. What I'm seeing is so fugly.
Yeah.
It's like a joke.
It is a joke. I don't think they've been well received.
The name is horrible.
I'd rather have my toes crunched in a gargy-pargy pair of heels than be waddling around in those.
Why do they look like sneakers? And the name of the brand is Sneex. I thought they were supposed to be heels that are comfortable. What the hell does that have to do with sneakers? It's so deeply unserious. Like
I would love heels that feel like sneakers. I don't want them to also look like sneakers.
And we were just talking about the trope of like very rich men. What do they do when they become so rich? They get to a point where they don't know what to do. They learn to fly. And I guess this is Sara Blakely's like alternative. She's not going to learn how to fly. She's going to like, seriously, I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah, but I think like Spanx is like born out of relatability. She was just a woman trying to get into a dress.
Of course.
There we go. And like now she's no longer relatable. She shouldn't be, like, that's not a crime. And she probably wears like really nice shoes and a lot of times like really expensive heels that are made with like different materials and higher quality materials are more comfortable. And so this is her like attempting to relate to women.
I love that.
Who she is not anymore.
But the brand mission, like I couldn't endorse more. It's brilliant. I'm like so glad somebody at her level is taking the time, the money to put this together. The design team needs to be put in prison.
Yeah, I mean, but she's there she is wearing them, like saying, like, I would wear this.
I saw, okay, they kind of look cool on her. I saw like people on social media being like, this is what happens when you don't need investors. And it's true. Like the best brands and the best ideas are collaborative, right? Like you have people from all different walks of life and all different experiences giving, but like she's just at this level where she doesn't need those people. And she's just like, yeah, what if we just put a little stiletto on this ugly shoe?
And also when you have investors, like you have to cater to like what other people like and make sure you're like saying no, like yes to some things, no to other things. Like you really has to be a honed idea versus if you don't, like it could just be whatever in your mind, ploop, there it is. But like maybe sometimes you do need that chiseling of the idea.
The idea is so 100%. The shoe is so negative 1,000 fucking ugly. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why, because Spanx clothing, you've heard us talk, is some of my favorite. Are your pants Spanx?
No, they are. They
look like it. They are some of the best clothing. They are so beautiful. They're well made. Like she obviously didn't tap the design team from Spanx. Like she started anew. I can't get over how something this ugly gets like through all the different phases of production to then be launched.
I mean, who wants to tell Sara Blakely no? As we said, she's like one of the most powerful, influential women in the world.
I'm disappointed because Sara Blakely like could have really helped and she didn't. And now it's like a farce. Sneex?
Maybe next season.
The name, everything is horrible.
The name could have been fine because it's literally Spanx's sister for shoes.
Oh, wait. I didn't think about it. It's literally like the same amount of letters and like SX.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Maybe next season we'll get the shoe that we're looking for.
Maybe spring, summer.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's a reason why heels haven't been reinvented. Do you know what I mean?
That's like such a good way of putting it.
It's like the physics of it. If you really want like a gorgeous, long, elongated leg, like the physics of it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
The good news is that you don't have to wear heels if you don't want to. I feel like back in the day, like you had to.
Yes.
But now, like, they're not germane
required
to being like a successful woman in society.
And like there are, due to like the trends in not only like rules of society, but also fashion, loafers, ballet flats. Like there are really sophisticated shoes that are really popular and trendy and acceptable, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
So maybe we'll see next season what Sneex has up their sleeve.
But this was a great disappointment, in my opinion. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to Sara.
They're called high heels, HY, like hybrid.
That's bad. That's
like
really bad.
It's giving like Healy. I'd rather have a roller skate in my shoe.
Oh my God. It's giving Healy. I love that. I own a pair of Heelys, like some of my most prized possessions.
Wear them.
I should.
Name them.
Name them.
Blame them and shame them.
We're going to continue with the show, dear toasters. So much fun yet to come. And the fun is brought to you by Boll & Branch. They are here to help you never sleep hot again with sheets that are woven to allow airflow and feel cool and crisp to the touch. Perfect for sleepers who run hot, Boll & Branch has amazing options for hot sleepers. You can choose from 100% organic, cotton, percale that's made with naturally cooling weave, or their linen, which is made from European flax to be light, airy, and softer than air. So get your coolest, most comfortable sleep with Boll & Branch. Their sheets are loved by millions of sleepers, including 2 swirlies right here. Their sheets fit the deepest of mattresses. They are even labeled with top and bottom tags, so making your bed is easier than ever. Best of all, Boll & Branch gives you a 30-night worry-free guarantee with free shipping and returns on all U.S. orders. We have had Boll & Branch for many years. We both have the signature hemmed sheet collection. They come in all different sizes. Jackie and I both have king beds now. Yeah, that's right. We're 2 queens and kings.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually had the white forever, just like the plain white, but I recently switched. I got both natural and sand and I mixed them up a little bit. I love the look. The different colors, the material is so fabulous. I've had the same Boll & Branch sheets like in my guest room for years. They wash really well. They temperature regulate really well. So get your coolest, most comfortable sleep with Boll & Branch. You get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets when you use promo code TOAST at bollandbranch.com. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com. Promo code is TOAST and that'll get you 15% off plus free shipping. That promo code is spelled TOAST. Exclusions apply, so see site for details. bollandbranch.com, promo code TOAST. Today's episode is also brought to you by BetterHelp. When your schedule is packed with kids' activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip. So even when we know what makes us happy, it's hard to make time for it. And when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are important and more important than ever. If you have done therapy, then you know the benefits. And if you've never done therapy and you're thinking like maybe of giving it a try, but you don't know where to start, highly recommend you checking out BetterHelp. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It is done entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. You can also chat with your therapist in any medium that you are comfortable with. So whether you want to text, whether you want to call, whether you want to video chat, your licensed therapist will adapt to whatever you are comfortable doing. And I think if you have been nervous to get into it and you feel like awkward, that's really helpful for a lot of people. So you'll never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/toast today and you'll get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/toast. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's episode. So it is really helpful to learn positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It can empower you to be the best version of yourself. And it isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, check out BetterHelp, done entirely online. Fill out that brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and go to betterhelp.com/toast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/toast. Today's episode is also brought to you by Roback. You know Roback. We absolutely love their new women's line. Excuse me. Roback's women's hoodie and jogger sets are actually incredible. They're super soft. You won't be able to take them off. So whether it's a comfortable lazy day or you're out running errands, you will be able to get it done looking slay the house down boots Houston in your Roback jogger sets. They're incredibly comfortable. The fabric is called V-Soft because it's V-Soft. So whether it's a lazy day, you're out running errands, we love wearing our Roback hoodie and jogger sets. Get yourself a set and stay toasty all season long. Roback, their Swift crew necks are equally as soft. Everybody knows we love a good crew neck. These may be the best that we own. Roback also just restocked their active dress. Jackson and I've been I'm wearing one today, an active dress. Active dresses are everything. The Roback one is the best. I love their GTG technology, so you're able to keep your dress on when you're on the go and when you've got to go. Super genius. They're made with lightweight, breathable fabrics that are designed to keep you comfortable while you're on the move. So we love the Roback women's items, but don't sleep on the men's stuff. I think it's really great for men. Ben has a lot of stuff because men's like loungewear is like not a thing, but I love putting Ben in the Roback crew necks. They're really, really fabulous. Their men's items are great. So if you haven't already, it's now time to try out some Roback and use our code TOAST at roback.com for a generous 20% off your first order through the end of this week. That's spelled RHOBACK, and that's 20% off all hoodies, joggers, crews, and more with code TOAST. So stay comfortable this spring with Roback. All right, are you ready for Dear Toasters, Jax, our weekly advice segment where we try to help the girlies out?
Yes, I am.
So if you want to write in, you can email us, deartoasters@gmail.com, or you can head to our website, thetoastpodcast.com. Scroll down, there's a little submission box. It's totally anonymous. So is the email. Write in about anything. If you're ever going through something and you think like, damn, I would love to get my swirlies opinion on this.
The swirlies are here.
Anything
and
from
we are opinionated.
Relationships, family stuff, money stuff. The weirder, the better. Don't be ashamed. Deartoasters@gmail.com. First up, hello, Turd and Jax. I need help with a situation that continually causes strife in my marriage. My husband has a habit of using the soft fleece/plush throw blankets that I buy We have them on our couch and he uses them to pleasure himself. Yes, you read that right. He will rub himself on the blankets, make a mess on it, and then throw the blanket in the laundry room and act oblivious as to why it needs to be washed. We've been together for 10 years and it's something that has happened repeatedly and something I call him out for, which always ends up being a fight. Should I get a lockable cabinet and keep all the blankets
Yes, you should.
put away so he can't continue this? Or do I simply not let it bother me and move on? The second option is not working because I'm physically incapable of letting this go. And it seems, letting it go, it seems so. So what would you guys do?
Yes,
That's
a
really
lockable box. This is crazy because those blankets, like, I love that they're the greatest things.
Minky Couture, Barefoot Dreams, the good ones are expensive.
And they're not easy to wash. It's not like he's just using like a bed sheet and you'll throw it in the wash and grab another one from the closet. Like, it is like a full body workout and a 3-day excursion to wash one of them, and it never even comes back.
It's so true.
The same as when you put it in. And so not only that, but he's not even washing it. He's leaving it for you. And like, control yourself, man, or get your own blankets. Like, I'm sorry, this is a house of like adult civilians, and this is why we can't have nice things, because you can't stop rubbing one out on them.
No, that's really crazy. I would also suggest, like, I also think it's really crazy to jerk off on the couch. That's obviously something you do in private, like in the shower in your bedroom. So your man has like seriously no shame. Just good to know. And you could try, I don't know if this is like too simple, but like, why not on that, couch, if there's an end table, like leave a plethora of tissues, maybe like a Eucerin bottle, like all the equipment like you would give a teenage boy, a sock, like, I don't know, maybe try that. I mean, your man is insane. Like, the fact that he's doing this is so crazy, but like, whatever, boys will be boys.
No.
The fact that you confronted him and he's like seriously starting fights, like, are you okay?
Actually, here's the solution. Like, if you really just don't want to deal with the confrontation and you just want your blankets to be kept nice, but he has this,
habit
thing. Minky Couture actually makes like smaller blankets. They make like really huge ones and all the way down to like crib blankets, whatever. Get him like his own personal whack off blanket.
Okay, but why do we have to waste money on like a expensive thing?
One little blanket.
What about a towel?
No, he can wash it when he and it is his to do with it as he pleases. And he gets one and he leaves all the big comfy blankets for you.
This is really crazy. I hope you feel.
There you go. For his birthday, get it for him.
I hope you feel validated in knowing like this is unacceptable behavior. You are 100% right. You should not let it go, like, by any means. Like, definitely not.
This is her husband. Like,
a divorce.
Holding on to this and like being angry about it and trying to change him, like, is only going to drain you. And he's going to stay on the couch jerking off, like not giving a rip, not washing his blankets. Like, I need your piece back. So like, I'm jumping to the end of this saga where you just get him his own personal cozy blanket for jerking off.
But what's to stop him
Words I never thought I'd utter.
What's to stop him from just reaching from one of your nice blankets?
You are to stop him.
And I don't think you need to go invest in like a nice one for him to destroy. Like, seriously, go to the clearance aisle at Walmart or Target and just get like the cheapest.
But get a small one. It will make it easier to wash. He doesn't need this huge thing. He just needs one the size of his
He literally
penis.
needs a tissue. Like, try the box of tissues.
He likes the feel. Can you blame him? Have you laid on a Minky Couture? It's Gargy Pargy.
This is really nutty behavior.
Use code Jackie50 at Minky Couture and get him a little one, okay? I'm just trying to problem solve here.
I know, but you're also giving
I'm
like
enabling.
this.
Yes.
I am. And I am a little bit more principled than that. Like, seriously, this behavior for a grown-ass man.
Spend all your time and energy trying to change him and you won't. And then in a few months, you'll be over here saying, how can I just get this off my plate? MinkyCouture.com, Jackie50, mini blanket.
I think it sets a bad precedent investing in this and enabling in this behavior.
Sometimes you just can't be so scrupled, and that's coming from me. Like,
I know.
You have to pick your battles, and I don't want you wasting your energy on this because you're a fabulous girl and you've got a lot of toast to listen to. You can't be fighting with him.
To me, this is a hill worth dying on. Like, for real. It's so crazy. Also,
I respect that. I just want to say, like, I respect it.
Speaking of girlies who like seriously are being blockaded from listening to the toast, ready?
Our next one.
Hey, Tori and Jax. My boyfriend and I have been together for a little over 2 years. Oh, sorry. No, this is not the next one. Wait. Okay, I switch it. This is the one about girlies being blockaded.
Okay.
Hello, Swirlies. Longtime listener, first time writer. My husband and I have been together for 9 years, married for 3, total pijam. He has no. He has a pijam. He has a set night Wednesdays for game night with his friends. It's been going on for years, but lately he just doesn't want to do it anymore. He only wants to hang out with me, which is nice, but I really enjoy when he has his game night because it's the only time I can do what I want to do, watch the shows that I want to watch, like The Toast, and just completely desensitized.
What to say?
Completely desensitized from being a stay-at-home mom and a wife. I also just really enjoy being alone. So how do I tell him I enjoy being alone and I want him to leave me alone without sounding like a total bitch? There's a great episode of Sex and the City about this.
Well, is he like just not into game night anymore because it doesn't serve him? Or is it also like because he wants to be with you? Because maybe he doesn't go to game night, but you say, listen, I have enjoyed having this time. So like you go to the basement, I'll be in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Like I need.
That's okay to say.
It's okay to say like I need a night to myself to do like my girly things. And I think that you should start by saying that. If it's like he doesn't want to do game night because he's so obsessed with you, like I'm sorry, there's literally 7 days of the week, 24 hours a day. And like you're asking for 3.
Go away, first of all. Second of all, I also would encourage him.
We want to encourage this good behavior.
Yeah, but I would encourage him. I actually think like unless there's some nefarious reason why he doesn't want to go to game night anymore, I actually think like having these routines, game night is so pee-jam, right? Like games are good, stimulating for the brain, like all these boys getting together could be doing something way worse. I actually would encourage him, unless there's like a really good reason why he doesn't want to go anymore, I would encourage him to keep going. Like it's a good, group of friends, like those relationships. I know I'm the type of person where it's like, yeah, it's nice, but like even with my book club, which I love, sometimes I'm like, can I just lay home? But I'm always happy that I went. It's always stimulating. I love the girls in there. Like I think that
try and find out why he doesn't want to go anymore, though. Because, like, what if the guys are bad?
Mean. What if they're bullying
What if they're
him?
Mean? What if they're all, like, unhappy in their lives and, like, talking shit about their wives, and then he doesn't want to be in that sort of environment? Like, find out the reason why he doesn't want to go anymore. If it's nefarious, tell him to stay home. But, like, I still need 3 hours of girly swirly time.
And if you said he's a pee-jam, if he like gets together with his friends and play games, like I think he'll really understand. He doesn't sound like evil.
Yeah.
And you're right. We want to be encouraging this type of behavior, but like it's really important that your husband like every now and then leaves you alone.
And then also if it is about him wanting to spend more time with you, then be like, I still need those few hours for myself, but like let's on a different night, like date night, like go to dinner, get a sitter, and like have more special time for us. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to have any time for myself.
This is where it's hard to be a wife because either like you're like the first girl, right? You're like trying to reprimand your husband for doing something like bad and like trying to get through to him and he's just seriously not living on your planet. Or like you need to like, deliver a harsh truth to a pee-jam. Like we really can't win. Like why can't you just be normal?
It's
Why can't you
because
just
we're
read the
human
room?
beings. We're complex individuals. And then when you try and blend 2 different complex individuals together who came from different backgrounds in the context of all in which that came before them, the idea that every minute of every day you're going to be simpatico is impossible.
It's literally the premise of Love is Blind.
If it does simpatico 24/7, you got a problem too.
Yeah, no, they
you got a problem.
When I was reading in Jay Shetty's book and when Jay Shetty came on the toast, highly recommend. We talked a lot about fighting. Like couples who don't argue, like that's not a good thing. Like we never argue. Well, you're not communicating. That's what Jay says. And then he said obviously the extreme of like you're always fighting. That's not good either. But like
it's all about balance.
It is.
Life is about balance.
That's so beautiful. A balanced diet is a cookie in 2 hands, in each hand. I botched it. That was like a classic meme when I was in college. A balanced diet is a cookie in both hands. What am I doing?
Holding a cookie in both hands.
Exactly.
Being balanced.
So to this swirly, just know, like, it's okay to say this. Like,
yeah,
it's okay. I am like the opposite of this person. I hate being alone. Like every time Ben leaves, like he gets in trouble. I'm like, where are you going? He's like, to work. Unacceptable. Like so I can't personally relate to this, but I do understand like the concept of needing alone time.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me, but I understand it. Our third and final, dear toasters. Hey, Tori and Jax. My boyfriend and I had been together for a little over 2 years. When we first started dating, I had major trust issues because of a prior relationship, so I started sharing his location with me without him knowing. I still have it without him knowing, and I look at it for things that help me with logistics, like making dinner on time, did his flight land, is he still at work, etc. The other night, I was out of town, and I had not heard from him for an hour past when he was supposed to be off work, so I checked his location. It said he was at a massage parlor. When he finally did respond to me...
Calvin Harris...
Calvin Harris, that's such a deep cut reference.
But like no one forgot that.
I actually had, so thank you for reminding me.
You need to know.
Who was he dating at that time?
Taylor.
Yeah. When he finally did respond to me, he said he'd gotten Chipotle and was at home. When I checked again, he did go to Chipotle after the massage parlor, was definitely not home yet. After a quick Google search, the massage parlor is of course known for erotic massages and happy endings. How do I confront him about going to that establishment without spilling the beans that I have his location? Signed, a toaster that's unsure of this happy ending.
This is boyfriend?
Yeah. 2 years together.
I mean, I wonder what Taylor did with Calvin.
It sounds like she broke up with him. I want to say, and this is for some people like murky waters, but this is full blown cheating. Like your boyfriend just cheated on you. So do with that information what you will.
Well, I think the crime here is that he's lying about, like he didn't tell you and then he lied about it when he had the opportunity to tell you because you asked him specifically where he had gone.
And I think there are certain relationships where men go to these parlors and they tell their wives or partners about it, and it's like an acceptable form of whatever.
Yeah,
no
and
judgment.
and yeah, everyone, just
different strokes
for different folks.
Denise Richards.
Literally different strokes.
But him being a without
liar.
ever having the conversation and then lying about it,
And
like
then
this is
capable of
cheating.
lying to you, knows he's doing something wrong and continuing to do it. But now how do you bring it up to him? Because if you do want to stay in a relationship with him, because I do think this is something that like could be worked through, everything else
is perfect.
Say you want to work through it, like you don't want to give up that you have his location because now you need it. Because now you need to know
you
when
could
he's
just say
being
a friend of
liar.
yours saw him leaving. Like
That's
I think
true.
he'll be more focused on the fact that he got caught rather than like, how does she know?
So I was going to say, how can we bring it up to him without giving away your source?
Just be like, someone I know saw you walking out of like a scary, look at what else is in the shopping center.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's a pharmacy or something.
Or a
like,
nail salon.
Sally was leaving the pharmacy and she saw you like walking out of this
You don't
scary
say
looking.
Sally. Don't give up your friend.
Yeah,
your
don't give up your source.
hypothetical friend.
Yeah. I don't think,
Yeah.
with like the less detail you give, the better.
Yeah.
But find a nearby establishment where someone could logically have seen him walking out of. I doubt it's just like a standalone parlor, on the side of the road.
Or maybe like they were in the parlor. You could just say someone saw you and not only were you there and it's known for happy endings, but I asked you where you were and you lied to me when I knew you were lying to me.
I know, and be like, the girl
you.
told me when it was, and then I looked at my phone and you had said that you were at Chipotle.
Right. And like now we'll deal with whatever he says next. Like I need one every day.
You need to work through like your feelings on that. Like for me, it's a fucking non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But some people I know that it's like like not normal, but it's a common thing, right? These happy ending facilities, and there are girls who let their man go, and it's less work for them. Like I get it.
And also it's like, why, if you just went for the first time that day, like why did you go? Is that
when she was out of town?
An intimacy issue in their own relationship? Like maybe it's part of a bigger conversation that needs to be had.
You need to confront him. I think we gave you a really good way to do that. And then you also need to work out your feelings on the subject, because if it's something that he needs in his life and it's a non-negotiable for you, like don't do something you're not comfortable with. And like, you never know how those facilities are cleaned. Like then it does affect you. It does. So do with that information what you will.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. That's definitely
And
tough.
also like decide how you feel about it before you have the conversation.
Yes.
Because otherwise he's going to be like, babe, it's not a big deal. Like you're overreacting. Everybody does it. And then you're going to feel crazy. But if it really, really bothers you, then don't let it go.
Yeah. Let it go.
Nope. Don't let it go.
Don't let it go. That's beautiful. Sorry that you're going through that. But thank you to, for trusting us with that story and that information. And if you are curious about what we think about something you're going through, please write us an email. And if you have had your submission written on air and we gave you advice, we are dying to hear from you. Updates are so welcome. Don't leave the girlies hanging. There are certain sagas that really, really shake the community. And if you were at the center of that saga, please write us back. We miss you.
Yeah.
DearToasters@gmail.com or head over to our website, thetoastpodcast.com. That is our show.
That is our show.
It's been amazing transitioning with you.
Transitioning into Wednesday, and tomorrow we shall, God willing, transition into Thursday.
God willing, we should be so lucky. Thank you so much for listening to the Toasted Monday Morning Show, where we deliver the fast stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast and our podcast can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Video, iRadio, Castbox, all the places where we see the podcast. Find us a Toasted 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and wickedly talented we are.
Love ya. Bye.